I wrote this last week, and hopefully this will atone for anyone that's offended. Angela, that's not you. Well, it began last Tuesday week, or maybe the week before. The loudest shout I'd ever heard, someone rattling at my door. So down the stairs I stumbled to investigate the din. A voice yelled out, "It's Sean Corrigan. Will you kindly let me in?" Unlocking the door before my eyes stood Sean, who was visibly shaken. I inquired if he needed a defibrillator or if he had too much alcohol taken. But when he settled down enough to say he'd received an urgent call from a friend of a friend who knew very well who was working in the Dáil. The Department of Sport and Tourism, a competition they would run, and the town that emerged victorious, €1 million had been won. For the most unusual rural event, with passion, sport and culture. Oh, the dollar signs were in his eyes, he was like the great white vulture. Well, we considered darts and snooker, jogging, rowing and the bikes, but none seemed to be the answer. We needed something to excite. Something fast and something furious, something daring and with pace. My mind was drawn to horses. We could hardly run a race. Sure, Jazzer has a horse or two, Pat Cleary and Joe White, Damien's Keenahan McLaughlin, sure, we'd surely be all right. And Jack Guigan has some right ones, he'd not leave us forlorn. So right there in that moment, the Banagher Derby, it was born. So after months of preparation, everything was all in place, and 1,000 loud spectators gathered round to watch the race. 100 equine athletes, 100 riders all jocked up, lined up below at Banagher Bridge to compete for the Derby Cup. At Martello Tower, the white flag raised, goggles down and girths were tightened, as Banagher's finest riders, bold and brave, not one were frightened. As they galloped fast across the bridge, they jostled for position. The race was rough, you must be tough, 'tis a right war of attrition. Paddy Kinsella was the first away, in Drumcullen's sash was clad, as he headed towards the Vinehouse on the gallant live-wire lad. Nicola Daly close behind him on the speedy Charlotte's Ghost. Paddy's scales low in the saddle on the wild Atlantic coast. In behind the tree and travelling well, all primed for an attack, was the darter Ashley Hare on the deadly Bullseye Jack. Austin Kerwin was riding Tractor Tom, P. Flannery rode arm in a sling, and steadily creeping closer, Chinny riding Bullring King. Brother Brian was riding the Hairy Monk, Jerry Hawk, the Boxing Bear. Jim Kane was riding Forever Young, travelling well behind the pair. Father Pierre was caught for early speed on the sluggish Mortal Sins, and the wiry Kieran Flannery getting close on Grandad's twins. Sean Kavanagh from the rear emerged on the impressive German dog, followed through past Corrigan's corner by Pat Horn on Ratlin Bog. Adrian Clancy on Drumcullen Blues, Man Kelly on Easter Lily. Kieran Horn came next on Banagher Mush, Catherine Kane on My Boy Billy. Simon Lyons came then on Simmy's Son, the horse struggling him to carry. Breathing down his neck was Jared Madden on the gritty Laptop Larry. Brendan Smith was stoking his along on the lovely Waters Pass. Frankie Fitz was having trouble on determined Radio Lass. As they strode towards Gallagher's corner, they were beginning to feel the pain, but George Smith was going nicely on the fearless Pint of Plain. Harry McNally, he was cruising too on the mere low-profile lover, not forgetting Ollie Duggan on the flashy undercover. Bert Farrell took it up, riding Mayo for Sam. Paul Flynn behind him on My Lovely Green Van. The finish was close, St. Paul's was in view. Peter Flann made a burst, riding Gollyavaboo. Mark Woods made his move on Shannon High Flyer. Bronte Bell and James Scully had eyes on the Spire. Pat Barton on Buttons thought he'd the job done, but so did Ger Woods on the Brave Forest Run. With just yards from the wire with victory in sight, a horse just appeared in the dazzling light. Well, he put down his head and the others did pass. 'Twas the bold Charlie Daly and his faithful lass. Well, the cameras were flashing, there was pictures galore. RTE were on board, TV3 and lots more. And your man from the Dáil, who first spoke to Sean, was presenting the cheque right there in the lawn. Oh, the whole town was euphoric. The €1,000,000 was won. There was porter drank in Banagher till the rising of the sun. And its rays came up that morning in gold yellow streams. I shook my head, got out of bed, and I revelled in my dreams.